Okay, you're going to want that flat face. Hammer. Turn this way. Ready? Ready. Yep. Oh. Yeah, that 12 pounds is a little heavy for this smoker. Okay. That's good. See, that's top right there. About 2/3 of the material for the top as I do for the drive. I'm looking for about a 1/2 inch or something like that. There you go. That's what I'm looking for. See, like that. That's nice. See, then I can come in here like this and I can knock this corner off. Let's see if we can have it right. That's a pretty nice. Pretty! They're pretty! I like to make them. I don't like to have a flare because I don't want this edge hanging out when you flip it around and you can cook this on it. So I don't necessarily want it narrower, but I guess you don't want it any wider. We don't thin or wide. Let's see. Yeah, oh. Let's see how you can overforce it pretty easily. Once it gets narrow, you carry a lot of wang. Wang noodles. It's called force and finish. We want to get it close. And that saves on the grinding. And then I'll show you here on the hook. This one. So I break that. It's called breaking the point. Break it over. And I kind of take that as a measurement where I offset that. That one isn't exactly perfect, but it gives you a nicer hook. Not really perfect, but it's all right. Look at the font that says fonts. For this. Do I have any others? I probably should make some specifically for this. strike for you if you want. I'll have to do that. Again, I'm going for a taper. About 30 points. Something like that. Take all of the hammer marks out. Just for this. You'd think with any of them as I did, I'd have a special set of tongues with this. But I don't. So this is harder on this handle because of the big flat spot in it. I could do it on a piece of rock or a trailer hitch if I had to. Because I have. A lot of horseshoes over a trailer hitch. See how that flat face on that hammer makes a big difference for this. You get a much easier, better. See how nice it looks when you get it right? That's pretty nice right there. I'm taking half the thickness for a little more. Kind of taper it down, and that way it lays against the back like this. All that little shit that nobody thinks about. Why are mine so nice? Oh, because I think about the finish of the thing that I'm doing. Right here, go right in there. Roll back around. See how I'm drawing that back to myself? I'm hitting it this way? Yes. See, that's not bad. That's a little better. I didn't get it down as much as I'd like to, but something like that. Nobody watching, but it's fine. Somebody might one of these days watch me. Boy, that sure makes that easier. See how I leave a line? You can tell you're hitting straight because your line is straight. All those little tricks that you taught me I had to learn. I wasn't doing this kind of fine work when I was in horseshoes. And I like to cheat those tongs, so I've got to keep them cool because they start getting really hot. But what I'll do one of these days is I'll make a special set of tongs specifically designed for this. See, I cool that and do that curve sequence. See how they spin around? I can't get the leverage on them that I want. It's a fine line because you got to be able to hang on to them like that too. That's where a big anvil isn't necessarily better, right? Sometimes bigger isn't better. And if they're a little crooked, put it in there like that, then you can adjust that. Yeah. I could use the air hammer for doing this, but God, it's a miserable, that noisy bastard. It's miserable for doing this stuff. There, now, that's about what I want. Something about like that. Nice round throw. Okay, ready? You're not getting half on and half off. You got to get back down a little more. That's why you do that out. You got to get the hammer face back over the edge of the handle a little more. And it should be really easy with that hammer because it's got such a big face on it. You got that one a little long. What? What? Henry's got one that I made years ago. They're a pain in the butt. They're a lot of fortune. Why? When I go buy one for $50. I paid $80 for that. It's better than anything I can do. I mean, the damn handles are $20 now. They are. They're a $20 bill to buy a handle for. It's like, why not just go buy a damn handle? And you're going to spend 2 days forging one? Yep. Get your heel of your, yeah. There you go. See, that a lot of it has to do with where you're holding the back. An inch on the tail of your handle. And that's why when this handle is this high, it's hard. Because to change that just a little bit here, you look at the back of that, you should have a little. I like to do them as I go, and then that way they're out of your way. But I just don't have the grip. Taking half the thickness out the back. We're about half the thickness. What? See? Half the thickness. I can feel it. Yeah. That's the whole thing, is once you get to practice. I just couldn't figure out, because one I have to get one way and then another way. Yeah. Because that's the only one that's got a flat face on it. With that one that we do round, I get it for the discount. It's made for drawing material out. It's like a fuller. And I like it for that because it's a fuller, but it also works better for tooling, for top tooling. Because you don't have to hit straight. You're going to make contact in that little pea-sized place on the face of that hammer. That's why these turning hammers that's why it's my preferred hammer to use. Because I think it's more useful for doing more stuff, and I have to switch hammers a lot less. Funny how you can, right? If developing your eye. That's what you're doing. You're developing your eye, and that's the whole thing. You got to do 1,000 of them, 10,000 hours, 10,000 hours, and then you get good at it. There we go. I just like the way they look when I do them this way. That's why I do them. Yeah, that's the art part of this deal. I mean, you could just snap the head that off and twist it around there and it's fine. But this is the art. Go look at mine when I hang on the wall and you see that. You just add something to the hook. It makes them look better. You know, I've done 1,000 bad walnuts in my lifetime. It's taken me, 35 years to do a hook that I like and get pretty consistent at it. Because we'll do 20 of these and you won't be able to tell which one was the first one and which one was the last one. And that's the trick to this. The consistency is the hard part. See, that one's a little bit shallower than the rest. It's just a little shallow, but that's easy to fix now that I got the back straight. If I can get my tongue through it. See, this anvil is hard because it's got a big flat spot in it. You can see that the anvil it's not round, it's got a big flat. You just kind of look at it, see it drops off right here, and it drops off right here. When Jeffrey built it, he didn't bother to mess with the horn. He did the face, but he didn't know that the horn needed to be rebuilt too.
You can never have it.
Sure. He's got another one up there that he's working on right now.
One of these? A big one like that?
I don't think it's quite as big as this one. It's probably 180. It's probably 180 pounds.
No, it's in between that.
Yeah, it's in between that. It's I think it's. I don't think the same button might be a Peter, right? But having good tongs, especially when you're beginning, it's really like I can get away with. I've been shooting horses for. I shot horses for so long. I can get away with using a bad set of tongs because every horse shoots different, But the hard part about that is starting out. It's the hardest thing to learn. Honestly, I believe that the tong control, I think that's the hardest thing to learn, is managing your tong. Because you're dealing with a tong, your work, the anvil, and a hammer. You're dealing with 4 things. Well, if I can eliminate, like doing stake turners, where you got one thing you're dealing with, it's a lot easier. But this is a lost art. I mean, there are so few people, even carpenters, framers that are my age, who couldn't strike a nail because they used a pneumatic hammer their whole life. They don't even know how to drive a nail. They use their hammer for pulling nails. They don't use it for driving nails. I got a $300 hammer and I never used it to drive a nail. I use it for pulling nails out. That's why all these new hammers have those fancy hooks on them and with a magnet so you can start the nail, You ever had that shit?
No, yeah, that's like a carpenter.
Yeah, I had a 16 ounce when I first started. I had a 16 ounce. I had a 16 ounce curved claw carpenter hammer. The first time I brought home a test swing framing hammer with a waffle head, your grandpa, the first thing he did was pull that damn hammer out of my nail bag and went right out to the tractor and knocked the pins out of the tractor with my waffle head hammer. Oh, I was so mad. I was so mad. I was so mad. I was like, God damn it, use a rock, use your hammer, but don't use my, at the time it was probably a $35 or $40 hammer. God, I was mad, which is a lot. Well, back then it was because I was probably making $5 an hour. I was making $5.25 an hour or some damn thing. Carpenter. I'll introduce you to Tommy one of these days. He busted me out as a carpenter. Yep. Good. See, that's what I want on the top. I want a nice round it's a lot easier to take that out if it's more round. See that?
Yeah, I changed the way I hit it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It just took me a little, it took me a second to figure out which one was which.
That's not perfect, but that's what we're looking for. When they drill that, you get a nice place. It's an architectural, it's a design thing. You put that rivet in there. I can weld that hook on just as easy. I can slip weld it onto the back. But there's a couple of reasons I don't do that. It does look cool, and if your hook is crooked, you can't straighten it. The rivet I can straighten it. Yep. Thanks for the like, appreciate it. Too bad you guys can't hear what we're saying, because it's you would learn a lot. Okay, here we go. You forgot a smart way too. You take a set of tongs with the jaws angled at about a 30-degree angle. That would just make that much more comfortable.
Oh, and don't forget, we gotta make like,
Oh yeah. Yeah. Probably just use some of this too. I think I'll use that thin stuff down there. Ready? Yep.
I didn't know what you were doing.
Well, you should be aiming at the same spot. You should be aiming from the center of your hammer face to be tap on and tap off the hammer. You should be aiming just like that. Because that's what we're trying to do. That's how you get that nice shoulder. Hold the shoulder. Get a nice shoulder. That's about perfect. That's what I like.
Real circular.
Yeah, and see how the point just about comes back in where the shoulder is, and that allows that keeps that round. You don't get a weird.
Well, we can make forks out of that. That should be easy.
Oh yeah, I've done tons of them, but the thing is, you can't get any money for them. I mean, I've sold everyone I've done, but there's just a lot of, a fork is a lot of forging for not much money, like the Viking style ones.
Yeah.
Like I've made sporks where there's a spoon on one end and a fork on the other.
Well, that right there would have been turned into one.
All right, got 3 more here. We're gonna do the, I always start with the rivet end, top end. Nice, there. And you gotta get that right close to the edge so you don't screw up the edge of your. See, I got the point there. Got rock that. There's that material. That's more work than I would do on most of them. There you go, that there. I like them. I do a better job when you're helping me.
Well, yeah, if you're not having to swing something.
Yeah.
Take about half the work out of it.
A lot better hook. Get out here. There you go. Next part of it. See how you hit there and you lengthened it out too much?
Yeah.
All right, roll up. That's what I'm trying to avoid. Get your hammer out. You're gonna, that's at practice. So you move the handle around, and that because your eyes are funny. You're actually not really looking at that. That's why you have so much vision out here. You're using all of this to figure out where you're hitting with your hammer. Like in actuality, I've seen guys take a newspaper, set a nail, take a newspaper, put a piece of newspaper over the top nail, and still be able to hit the nail, even though they can't see the nail, because you're really using this as a measurement of where you're hitting there. That's why shooting arrows instinctively, you're not really looking at the target. You're using everything around the target to set your. It's the same thing. Using everything but your. So every time you move that, you're adjusting. Hot. When I made these talks, I didn't get them quite even. They both been one direction when they do the other. taking a chance of screwing up your scroll, because even though that's twice as thick, it'll bend faster than the cold part of the thin. Yep, that's where you got to go, out there. Okay. One more. Yep, that's it. All right. Might be able to fix this. Get shut in the seat. Do that and have to push it out and get up and shut.
I'm gonna cut some of that little thin stuff.
No, we'll do it later. We'll get these done, and we'll get the orders done, and then maybe we can do that this afternoon. Might be a good thing to do. I want to work on some furs. We'll do that this afternoon. We'll get all these done and get them nailed, and then we'll do it. You can go, if those are really good and cleaned up and you're happy with them, you can put half a dozen of them, or you can start heating them up, and I'll set up the oil and Give that one to Lacey, I think. Thanks, everybody. Cody Irks. A little real blacksmithing going on in here. If you have any questions, there you are. Get out and hit it. Always wear safety squints. Like the content.